Hey guys, welcome back to a video. In this one, we're gonna be learning about file detection and copying a file. So before going into the video, I would appreciate you guys liking and subscribing the video, and feel free to comment. So let's go into the topic. So first, let's see what is file detection used for. So first, file detection is used to detect the type of the file and also for security purposes. But mainly it's used to detect the type of the file. So to perform file detection or perform operations on the file, we have to import something called OS. So what is this OS module? So before seeing the OS module, this is 100% like free, which is already predefined by Python. So you don't have to install anything. And now let's see what is this OS module used for. So OS module is used to perform operations on the file, which is pretty straightforward, and that's it. That's what we have to learn. And also OS module works like any other modules in Python. So first, let's see an example. Now I have to import something called OS, and also I would mention that I'm trying the efficient way and the non-efficient way. So if you don't know what are those, you can go check out my read and write files video in which I explain those. So let's get started. So first I'm gonna try the efficient way, which is with open. I'm gonna open the temp file, temp.txt, as I'm gonna make it as a. Until here it's pretty straightforward, but now it's where it's gonna pretty get confusing. So first I'm gonna write if os.path.exists. So basically this is gonna see if the specific path exists, which we pass as an argument, so which is temp.txt, and that's predefined. Until here I have to like print true. So if it's true, it's gonna print true, else it's gonna print as false, so that we don't get nothing. So that's why I'm doing this else statement, and that's it. So if I run this program, it should have print as true, right? So let me run this. As you see, it's printing as true. So let's say I give a name that does not exist. So I'll give a different file format right here. So temp.py, which stands for Python, but it's now gonna print as false because we don't have any file named temp.py. So that's how this thing works. So now let's say if you want to check the file is a type of file or a type of folder. Let's see an example using that. So first let me delete this part, so os.path.exists till there, and now I have my if statement right here, and this time I'm gonna say os.path.isfile, which is basically says that if is it file or not. So is file, and we have to pass an argument. So I'm gonna give as the temp, which is temp.txt, and now let me print true if it's correct, else it's gonna print as false. So that's it, nothing like too complicated or something. So that's it, and let me print false. As you see, we are done. So if I run this, it have to print as true because it is a file. So let me show you if it's a file or not. As you see, this is a folder, and as you see, this is a file, which is temp. So that's what we have. And now let's say if it's directory, which is basically folder or something. So is.dir, which is this one, and now it's gonna go to false, which because directory stands kind of like the folder or something. So we can even change this code to elif to check if it's directory or not. So as you see, that's how this thing works. To see if this directory actually works, so first I have to delete this part, and now this is my folder as I said, so Python tutorial, and now I'm gonna write this. I'm gonna write the folder name Python tutorial, and now if I should run this, it have to print as true because it is a directory. So let me run this real quick. As you see, it's true because it's our directory. So that's how this file directory and is file and existing works. So that's it for file detection. Now let's see an example using copying a file. Wait, no. And now, as I said, we're gonna be trying even the non-efficient way. So first I have to delete this whole part. So I'm gonna keep the import os. So let me import os, and now I have to have my code. So the good thing about this one is you don't have to open any file, kind of like this one. So also you don't have to close it because you're not even opening it, right? And you can just directly go to the if statement. So if os.path.exists, you can just type and then you can just give an argument saying whatever the file is. Mine is temp.txt, so I'm giving it. As you see, now I'm gonna basically print true, and now if it's false, it's gonna go to the false statement. So till here, it's kind of good because we didn't even open any file nor close a file. Now if I run this, it's gonna work same as before. So let me run this. As you see, it's printing us true. This is how this thing is better than the efficient way. So sometimes this is more better and sometimes that is better, but I recommend using that one because most of the time we're gonna use that one, and it's not gonna work that much times. So now let's see if to check if it's a directory or not. So first I have my if statement, and now I'm gonna use the elif statement and everything for now. So os.path.isfile. So first this statement is gonna see if it's a file or not, and then let me have my temp.txt. And now I'm gonna write my print statement, which is true, and then have my elif statement. So this statement is gonna define if the path is directory or not. So is dir, which is directory, and let me use the temp.txt. So that's it. And now it's gonna print directory, which is dir. I'm gonna just say dir, and that's it. I can even have my else statement to see if any different conditions. So I'm just gonna have it and say false. That's it. And now if I were to run this, it's gonna print us true because it is a file, right? It is a file. So let's say I give the thing called Python tutorial, which is a directory. So it's gonna probably go to the elif statement. So let me copy that, and then let me paste this one right here. So now if I were to run this, it's gonna print as dir, which is a directory. So let's say I give something like that does not exist. So if I give that, let me run this. As you see, false, which means, so this else statement says if any error is with the code or not. So that's what this thing is used for. And now let's see the final topic called copying a file. So first, to copy a file, you have to import shuttle, which is another file we have to import. So now we don't have to import OS. We can just delete it. So to copy a file, you have to import shuttle. The shuttle module we use can copy a file. So the shuttle is kind of easy because you just use shutil.copy and the file name, comma, the destination or the file name which you want to be, the copied version of it. So that's how this thing works. And now let's see an example using that. So first I'm gonna import something called shuttle, which is that, and now I have to have my code. So for this I can even use with open method, but now I'm gonna just use the normal method and also the efficient way. So we're gonna be using both of those. But now to start off, I'm gonna use the normal method. So first I'm gonna open a file, and you don't even have to, but for this video sake I'm gonna open a file because I never opened in this one. So I'm gonna open it, and now I'm gonna have my shuttle method, which is basically gonna say shutil.copy, which means now I have to have the text file. And now this is why I said you don't have to, because you have to pass the file name and you cannot pass the variable. So that's why you cannot. And I'm gonna have the destination, which is the copied version. So I'm gonna just type copy, and now if I were to run this, it have to not print us anything. So let me see my thing. As you see, something called copied was created, and to show you guys it actually creates, I'm gonna name it to copied one and copy. So one copied, and now if I were to run this, it have to copy the file. As you see, now I run this, and now one copied, and also it's gonna copy the text inside it. For me, I have nothing, so let me write something, hello. And now if I were to run this, so now it just got updated. As you see, hello, and copy does not have anything. So that's how this copying works. Now let's see an example using the efficient way. I'd say the efficient way is still the worst in this case too, but we can try it anyways. So first I'm gonna open a file, any random file. I'm gonna open the topic thing, topic.py, and then I'm gonna make it a variable as 8. And now I'm gonna define my code. So first I have to use the shutil.copy. I'm gonna copy the temp, which is temp.txt, and I'm gonna use the destination as copied version or something. So copied version. So that's what it's gonna be stored to. So if I were to run this, it's gonna print us copied word. It's not gonna print us anything. I mean to say, it's gonna give us copied version. As you see, hello. And now that's how this copying works. And copying is a very useful in Python, because you don't have to create the file and just copy the code and do everything. You can just write shuttle.copy and it's gonna copy everything. And that's it for today's video. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.